The soldier of the future isn't a person, it's a line of code. And the battlefield of tomorrow? It's not some distant nightmare, it's already being built. While armies still rely on boots on the ground, there's a growing belief that the next major conflict could be decided by AI generals commanding swarms of autonomous machines. In the next few minutes, we're breaking down the technologies that are poised to make conventional warfare obsolete. What you're about to see isn't science fiction. This is the new reality of how wars will be fought and won. And it's all happening faster than anyone imagined. The rise of the AI general. For centuries, war has been about human commanders. Great generals who could outthink, outmaneuver, and outlast their enemies. But the modern battlefield is just too fast, too complex, and too flooded with information for the human brain to handle on its own. The problem isn't about a lack of courage or brilliant strategy. It's a crisis of speed. A human, no matter how gifted, can't process real-time data from thousands of drones, satellites, and sensors at once. They can't run 1,000,000 battle simulations in a split second to find the perfect plan. But an AI can. This is where the idea of the AI general comes into play. Now, we're not talking about some single all-knowing robot in a war room like in a movie. Think of it more as a network of connected AI systems, all designed to supercharge human decision-making at every level. These systems can sift through unimaginable amounts of intel, pinpoint an enemy's weakness, predict their next move, and suggest the best course of action before a human analyst has even had their morning coffee. So, what good is a lightning-fast AI general without an army to command? That brings us to the next, and maybe the most unsettling development in warfare: autonomous drone swarms. If you think the drone warfare we've seen in places like Ukraine is a game changer, you haven't seen anything yet. Those are mostly human-piloted drones. One operator, one machine. The future is the swarm, hundreds, even thousands of drones, all working together as a single mind, guided by an AI. The problem they solve is brutally simple. Human soldiers are precious. They're expensive to train and they're vulnerable. A single modern fighter jet can cost hundreds of millions of dollars and needs a highly skilled pilot. A sophisticated drone swarm, on the other hand, can be made of thousands of cheap, disposable units. Losing a few of them doesn't matter. The power isn't in any one drone, it's in the swarm's collective brain. They can coordinate incredibly complex attacks from all directions at once, overwhelming even the world's best air defense systems. Picture this: a fleet of these swarms is released near an enemy target. Some drones are just eyes, feeding a constant stream of video back to the AI general. Others are carrying electronic warfare packages to jam enemy radar and communications. And a third group, they're the kamikaze drones, built for precision strikes. The swarm can adapt instantly. If one drone gets shot down, another seamlessly takes its place. The collective mind just recalculates and continues the mission without missing a beat. This isn't just a theory. Major powers are in a frantic race to build and deploy these autonomous fleets for air, land, and even underwater combat. We're talking about robot tanks, unmanned supply convoys, and autonomous submarines. Studies suggest that swarming tactics have the potential to massively increase the lethality of an attack, while at the same time drastically reducing friendly losses. This is a fundamental shift in how combat works. A world where victory is determined by who has the better algorithm. If this glimpse into the future is blowing your mind, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, because we're just getting started. For the last 70 years or so, military power has been based on a simple fact: if you can see a threat, you can probably shoot it down. Aircraft carriers, air bases, command posts, they're all protected by layers of advanced missile defense. But what if a weapon moved so fast and so erratically that it was basically impossible to intercept? That is the terrifying promise of hypersonic weapons. This is the next huge problem that traditional militaries are facing. Their defenses are becoming obsolete. A hypersonic weapon is any missile that flies at Mach 5 or faster. That's 5 times the speed of sound, or more than a mile a second. But it's not just about speed. A normal ballistic missile follows a predictable arc, like a long throw. Hypersonic glide vehicles can maneuver and weave within the atmosphere, making them nearly invisible to current defense systems. The United States, Russia, and China are locked in a high-stakes arms race to perfect these weapons. Russia has already claimed to use its Kinzhal hypersonic missile in Ukraine and says its Avangard vehicle can hit Mach 27 while making sharp turns. China has deployed its DF-17, a system built specifically to launch these gliders, and is reportedly working on a space-based version that could hit any spot on Earth with almost no warning. The strategic implications are chilling. A hypersonic strike could wipe out an aircraft carrier, decapitate a nation's leadership, or destroy critical infrastructure before anyone even knew they were under attack. It shrinks the time for making a decision from hours or minutes down to just seconds, forcing countries into a hair-trigger defensive posture. The Pentagon has been pouring billions into catching up, with the FY 2025 budget request asking for nearly $7 billion just for hypersonic research and development of systems like the Air-Launched Rapid Response Weapon, or ARRW. In an age of hypersonic weapons, the old rules of deterrence just don't apply anymore. The winner of this race gets a weapon that could potentially win a war before it even really starts. So far, we've talked about a revolution in physical warfare, AI, drones, and hypersonic missiles. But the final battlefield isn't on the ground or in the air, it's in the digital world. And more specifically, it's inside your head. This is the world of cyber warfare and its even more sinister cousin, cognitive warfare. The problem here is that destroying an army is only one path to victory. A much cheaper and more efficient way is to paralyze a society, crumble its infrastructure, and shatter its will to fight, all without firing a single shot. Future conflicts will almost certainly involve cyber attacks aimed at taking down power grids, financial markets, and communication networks. But the real game changer is the weaponization of information itself. Cognitive warfare is a war fought not with bombs, but with lies. Propaganda isn't new, of course. What is new is the tech being used to wage it. With generative AI, anyone can now create incredibly realistic deepfakes, automate huge disinformation campaigns, and tailor manipulative messages to specific people based on all the personal data we leave online. They can analyze what we like, how we behave, and what makes us angry to micro-target us with content designed to sow chaos, fuel division, and destroy our trust in our own institutions. From AI generals that think at the speed of light to unstoppable hypersonic missiles and swarms of autonomous drones, the very nature of war is being rewritten by technology. The conflicts of the future will be faster, more automated, and more decentralized than anything we've ever seen. It's a future where battles are won or lost based on the quality of your code and the speed of your algorithms. The line between the digital and the physical battlefield is dissolving, and the front line could be anywhere, from a shipping lane in the Pacific to your social media feed. The revolution is here, and the world is scrambling to figure out what it all means. We've covered some truly paradigm-shifting technology today. Now we want to hear from you. Which of these future war technologies do you find the most mind-blowing or the most concerning? Let us know down in the comments below. Thanks for watching.